Well folks, here is something different for a change. We are back out on the bike. I was starting to think the channel was becoming a painting channel only, and I'm sure you guys have had enough of that. So as you can see, I've got Stu with me today. We've both got new lids on. As I have mentioned, the face of ALCHEMOTO is a-changing, and you'll see from the other camera view in a little while that I have got a new lid on. Because the old K-Berg was getting just a little bit rattly, and after much thought and deliberation, I decided to go with the Shoei Neotech 2. So this is the first time I'm gonna be wearing this lid today, so I'll give my thoughts and everything at the end of the day on it as well, because obviously it's a new lid to me, and I'm hoping it's going to cut the mustard. But we're going to ride off into the sunny, or just behind the clouds at the moment, High Peak, and meet up with Mr. Mac Jericho of the Wild Southwest Posse, I should say, or X, because he's now in these parts, and his contingent crew up at Yonderman's Cafe for a bacon butty and a bit of a brew, and then head over to Mamtor. So we're going to have a few other bikes to look at, so we'll see you on the road, folks. So how have you all been? And first of all, I must apologise for the length of time between the videos at the moment. Of course, it's difficult for any vlogger through the winter for content and whatnot. But of course, you know, I've been busy doing a lot of paintwork for people, so I don't know why everyone comes to me. It must be the ALCHEMOTO touch. But anyway, as you can see, we spent the last few weeks doing that candy red set for Kyle, and we met that last problem with that fairing, and we've just gone ahead and blown the clear on some panels yesterday, and then finished the mudguards off, or the fenders, if you're from the US of A, for Shep. And he's going to absolutely love that candy flake, micro flake in the black. It is beautiful in the sunshine, so looking forward to him getting those fitted. But it's just so nice, because I've been itching, and you know me, I try and ride through the winter if I can, but these last few weeks has been pretty dire. It's been rain every weekend, wind, snow, hail and sleet and all sorts of stuff, and there's not been one good day to get out on the bike. And I think that from that last one when I got caught in the snow, so you come to realise as well that there is actually better days to ride than coming back absolutely freezing. In fact, it wasn't that snow when it was the rainy one coming over Woodhead, when I got absolutely piss wet through and my boots were full of water. There's still a bit of white stains on my boots now from that episode. So since then I sort of hung up the boots with a jacket to dry, and then got cracking in the garage to do all the other paintwork and stuff like that. So we're heading into a cracking year this year. Obviously there's no COVID restrictions. Yes, there's a lot of other problems in the world, and I will just put my heart out to the Ukrainian people and say well done for putting up the fight so far, and Putin, you're a dickhead. Absolutely, and I'd say that to your face. But anyway, the sun's shining down. Yesterday was a really nice day as well, but it's deceiving, because I think it was maximum 10 degrees yesterday, and as you can probably see now, I've got my bobhead gloves on. Shout out to Bobhead. because usually, you know me, fingerless gloves or no gloves at all, but there comes a time, I think, when you think, hang on a minute. And I'll tell you another thing as well, is I got a bit of mild frostbite in my hands at work, just going back a couple of months, which was pretty painful to say the least. So the slightest bit of any cold getting into me, especially my left hand, and it was pretty painful. So it took a while to get the temperature back up in the hand and recover from that. So we're just trying to look after my own interest, so to speak, which makes it a little bit harder to operate the cameras, because I like to do it on the fly. But nonetheless, let's see how today fares. But like I mentioned at the garage, as you can see, I am wearing the new Shoei Neotech 2 helmet. So this is the new face of ALCHEMOTO. This particular lid, I was looking at quite a few before changing, and obviously the K-Berg Droid has been a bloody good helmet for me over the past couple of seasons. Just starting to wear a little bit and getting a little bit rattly, so hence a new lid was needed. So because K-Berg's been such a good lid, I was looking at the Levo with this sort of extra vision at the front, but the more I thought about it, I thought I don't actually need that extra vision on an upright bike especially. And even though the carbon lid and everything wasn't a bad price, or the black and gold one, which would have suited my bike, I kept looking at the reviews and everything kept pointing to the Neotech and sort of being, you know, the #1 in reviews. And it's not a cheap lid, not at all. But safety doesn't come cheap as well. And obviously, what I can tell you now, I've been wearing this for a little over an hour, and it doesn't feel like I've got any weight or anything on my head at all. You know, the cushioning inside it just mildly pressing on my cheeks and around my ears. And the most important thing is the quietness, and I'm actually finding that I've got to lift my voice a little bit, because I feel like if I just talk standard like I have done in the past, that it might not pick up on the mic. So that's an indication of how quiet this lid is in comparison. Now the other thing is, weird, the other thing is ventilation. Now, as you know, to get the best possible POV view from your GoPros is mounting the camera in the middle of the helmet. And with the K-Berg, even without that, I didn't find that I got any ventilation through the front vent. Beautiful design on that lid, but even with it open, I never really felt anything. And I'll tell you now, this has got a simple vent opening on the Shoei, and it's so easy to operate even with your gloves on. And I've took the camera so just slightly to the, I think, the right or the left of it. Just trying to think the way I'm facing now, just so I could slide my left, well, it'd be to the right obviously, because I can just slide my left hand to the camera and then open and close that vent still, and even with the glove on it's still possible. Now I've got it open at the moment because it's still sort of, so it's just coming up to mid-morning now, so there's still been a lot of dew and everything on the ground, and hence you can get a lot of misting inside your lid. And I know for a fact with the K-Berg I would have had that misting, because you've seen in the last couple of videos, especially when you get a bit of rain, I've had a lot of problems with it misting up, and I kept saying it was something to do with the pin lock. But I've not had 1 ounce of mist so far inside this lid. So your warm breath against the cold is normally something that that allows that to happen, and I'm feeling a really nice stream of fresh air just on the front of the lid inside, so I will confirm that the ventilation on this is fantastic. It's 100 times better than it was on the K-Berg. Sorry about that, K-Berg. So yeah, overall up to now I'm pretty impressed. So it's quiet, it ventilates, and just going on about the Pinlock there, this one uses the Pinlock Evo, so they don't skimp on the type of Pinlock visor to supply with the lid. It is the bollocks one, so up to now it's doing its job. But we'll give you more on the lid later. We're just coming through a little hayfield. Stuart behind me as well is sporting his new lid, the HJC. I think it's the I-70, I believe. Get a little bit of a view of Stuart, I think. So wouldn't this house on the left, I've mentioned this before, be a fantastic place to live? With its own lake. I mean, look at that. Look at its own lake. And that house has been like that for years and years, but it only looks like some more recent development on it. Stu's bike looking absolutely awesome as usual. I wonder who did that tank. Just been nice to catch up with a few of the riders in a bit and some new faces, and yeah, just glad Stu's joined me today. I was just going to come on my own. I put the RPB out last night, and Stu messaged me back, but it is still quite cold, so people are still warming their toes by the fires today and polishing the bikes in the garage. But you don't want to be going too far unless you've got all the proper gear on. I mean, I keep looking at all these heated jackets and stuff like that, and I think it's only until I get maybe an adventure bike I'll look at investing in those, because I will want to be riding, you know, into those October, November sort of situations. And I'm still heading towards the Tiger, but the 800, not the 9, and only in reference is because I love the silver on the XRT. Yes, I could paint a 900, but with price wise between the GT Pro, I think you're just getting so much for your money, just stepping back a couple of years to the 800. So yes, you've got the new engine, but there's so many good reviews on the earlier bike. I think that's what we'll be heading into the stable so far, but we'll see. And the only reason I'm doing that is because with Sports and Secrets and the 48, because I kept thinking I could quite, well, I couldn't quite easily just chop this in, because of course you know I'd miss this bike, and it's become part of me and the channel and what it's built on. But to bring a variation, and sometimes I've pointed out these tracks around here where you could just turn left and explore an off-beaten track and take it to somewhere new you just didn't know existed. And obviously can't do it on this bike, but to do it on something like, you know, a mid-range adventure bike, mid-size adventure bike, perfect for me, because I don't want a full size, because I won't be touring across Spain and everywhere. And just park up somewhere, get the little brewing tackle out of the pannier, sit down, have a brew, and enjoy the day at a little bit more pace. So that I'm looking forward to, and bringing that new dimension obviously to the channel, so watch this space. All these little villages off here, Lytton and Crestbrook. Down there is a fantastic little walk, and the little hamlet in front of us now is just heading towards Jonderman's. Monsell Head to the right. Fantastic views. We've had the drone flying from Monsell Head before. And Ashford in the water, a pretty little village with its own duck pond. And of course, the Onderman. I'm just wondering whether old Crazy's going to be here. How do? All right. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's secure. Yeah.
How are you doing?
Hi.
Are you saving your spot?
I saved your spot.
Right. What fucking time you fucking call this?
Oh, mate!
What fucking time? What fucking time is it?
Oh, we did the scenic route, dude. Scenic route.
So all action at the Onderman, and that's Macca's lot over there, the mad lot, the mad posse. So I'm going to saddle up now and just head over to Mamtor car park, and with the sun shining I should get a beautiful view of the shimmering mountain. So yeah, part of me wishes I'd brought the drone really, but never mind. It's still bloody cold today though, a little bit shivery. The heat of these exhaust pipes on my legs. So we'll lead this mad lot down, back down this road to Sparrow Pit. beautiful blue skies and a beautiful view. So just behind, if we'd have turned right out of the Onderman, that leads to the village of Eyam, or the village of the Plague, and then straight on towards Chesterfield way. But you can't beat the Peak District on days like this. It's absolutely beautiful. And some of the little tracks off, like to the right, you probably can't pick out the cars, look like little matchboxes at the moment, and the vans over there, but little road down there, Bradwell Moor, all little places that just take you off into, you know, different directions and different views and little villages around here. It's just fantastic. Sight of that now in the mirror. I got Stu and Sportsman John, who we met up with at Onderman. Nice to see you, John. And obviously Macca's Mad Crew. Now you're away from the main traffic. You get to have some fun on some of Derbyshire's proper back B roads. And this, folks, is one of them. Just got to watch out for that little bit of horse and cow shit on the road, that's all. The old quarry workings up ahead. See how popular this is now, up to the car park and running. And then I think from here, I'm just thinking whether I head down at the Castleton in a bit, but we'll see. Yeah, I definitely should have brought the drone today. That would have been absolutely fantastic. That's the collapsed road. Alright, if you're on a venture boat with a few ramps like, but
More, probably breakout.
You can ask spring how it is when the buds are bursting. You can watch the birds when they fly across the world. Weights can't lift you up. You can find a way to drop them. When the new ones weigh you down, you'll be on top of them. Oh, don't mind the falls, break down on when it burns, please. Don't be concerned, 'cause it's how we learn. It has to hurt, it has to hurt. Every single turn, don't beg your pardon. You're not someone's victim. It has to hurt, just has to hurt. It's how we learn. Don't be concerned. It has to hurt. Yes, every single turn. Don't beg your pardon. You're not someone's victim. It has to hurt. It has to hurt.
Well, that, folks, was the little mini meet-up with Macca's Mad Lot, and of course with Sportsman John and very good sickness stalwart, I should say, Stuart, with his new HJC lid. It is the I-90. I think I said 70 on the camera before. It's the I-90, and so that's a good lid as well, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, both sporting HJC lids, which I do believe is the #1 lid in the US of A. So I believe. Anyway, on this beautiful, beautiful start of spring, sunshiny but very cold day, we are going to get the bikes and head. Which way are we heading? North, south, east? South. East. It's funny though, actually, because at Yonderman's before, while I was waiting for all the others to turn up outside after breakfast, it was quite chilly, you know, to the point, like I said earlier, of sort of shivering almost and thinking, bloody hell, it were warmer before we left. But it's just nice and tolerable now. But still glad I've not got the fingerless gloves on, because I'm just going to put the heated grips back on again now, just to take the edge off. But glorious day. Yeah, helicopter flying over my head, right in the sun. There you can see how popular Mam Tour is. Anyway, folks, it has been an absolute blast bringing you with me today on, let's just call it, the first proper ride of 2022. I won't count the piss wet through one. It just seems so long ago, but with a little bit of sunshine in the air, let's just count this the first proper ride. So yeah, thanks for coming along, and also thanks to all you new subscribers for taking me over the 1900 line. And let's just keep pushing towards that 2000, and lots of fun and stupid things to happen on this channel coming this year. Just as I will just add, bear with me bear with me on releasing the videos just until we get ourselves settled down a little bit. You know, I've got tons and tons of stuff that I've got to do, archive, edit and put on as well as we come on through the year. It's just been relentless trying to get a backlog of stuff done in the garage, so I do appreciate your understanding and sticking with me, but please do stay tuned in, and we'll be seeing you soon. But for now, ALCHEMOTO with Stu and Sportsman John behind in the background is signing out, so catch you again folks, see you later.